Minnesota Twins? Well, we've got a treat for you. The Minnesota Twins Winter Caravan is here, and we're going to have some fun with them. They're going to give you a little program. My name is Jeff Johnson. I'm with KYMN here. We are proud to be a Minnesota Twins radio affiliate, so you can listen to the radio in the summertime, AM 1080, catch all those Twins games, never miss a moment. But if you watch them on TV, do you ever watch the Twins on TV? Yeah! Well, I'm going to introduce right now the guy who does all the TV stuff for the Minnesota Twins. He's the play-by-play man, and his name is Dick Bramer. Let's give it up for Dick Bramer!
Good morning. How's everybody? Good. Well, thank you for having us here on the Twins Winter Caravan. This is the very first stop of the Caravan this year. We were on a radio station early this morning, but that doesn't really count. So we're very happy to be here in Northfield to kick off the 2013 Winter Caravan. And we've been here before. In fact, I think I've been at this school before. And what we usually try to do is let you kids have some input as to how the program's going to go. So what we can do now is we can do one of two different programs. We can go about a half an hour if you'd like, or we can go just 10 minutes and get you back to class as quickly as possible. All right, I've been doing this for a long time, more than 20 years. You want to know how many 10-minute programs we've done? None. We're going to keep you here for about a half an hour. We're going to talk Twins baseball. We have some very special guests here tonight, none more special, or today, none more special than our first guest we're going to bring out here. He is, without question, the greatest mascot in Major League Baseball. TC is here. Maybe some of you noticed when TC came on stage here, he gave me not a high five, but a high four. You get a high four. We have, as I said, some very special guests here, and we know you want to hear from them. We have a Twins player, a Twins coach, and the Twins manager here today. And we're going to start with the player. He made his Major League debut last year, and the Twins are expecting very good things in 2013 from Brian Dozier. Brian, come on out.
How we doing, guys?
Brian got his call-up last year, and we expect him to, again, be a key player for the Twins in 2013 and beyond. Maybe what I should do is introduce all the rest of the guests so they can come in here and sit down here, and then I'll interview Brian a little bit and our other two guests as well. One of the new Twins coaches this year is a former All-Star. In fact, he was the MVP of an All-Star game a little while ago when he was playing. He spent most of his career with the Oakland A's, but finished his career with the Twins. He's a Minnesota native, grew up in New Ulm, Minnesota. Let's hear it for Terry Steinbach. Terry? And we mentioned Terry's one of the new coaches. Really glad to have him back in the Twins organization. We're looking forward to a great year in 2013. And now the manager of the Minnesota Twins. 2 years ago, the American League Manager of the Year. Let's bring out Ron Gardenhire. Gardy. We're getting very much excited and ready for the 2013 season. Pitchers and catchers report in less than 4 weeks, believe it or not. So the season's right around the corner. The season's actually starting a little earlier than normal because of the World Baseball Classic. So we're going to talk some baseball here for a little bit. I'm going to ask these gentlemen some questions, and then you're going to have a chance to ask them some questions as well. So let's start with Brian Dozier. Brian, I handed, you got a microphone in the stand there? Okay.
Got it.
All right. Brian, you did, as I said, make your Major League debut last year.
Yeah, I think that's what spring training, for one thing, Ryan is a really good baseball player. You don't get to the big leagues without being one. And, you know, he started out last year, came up, played very well for us at times, and just what he talked about is exactly right. It's all about consistency. A lot of young players go through that, and it's more of a mental struggle than it is a physical struggle. All players have the physical ability to get to the big leagues, and it just becomes a mental thing, and you have to work your way through that. And Brian's going to be on the field somewhere with us this year. It's up to him. He's going to get the spring training, and whether it's shortstop or second base, we're going to have a good competition out there. I can tell you this, he's a really, really good baseball player and a quality kid. We really, really like him a lot, and we have high hopes for him. And I just get to spring training, and we see how it all works out. But we've got a very good baseball player. And as I can tell with all the young ladies sitting in here, a very handsome-looking young man, because a lot of you are really staring at him.
For the kids here, and maybe for some of the teachers or adults as well, it seems like the biggest Twins rival in your tenure as a manager has been the Chicago White Sox. But in the 80s into the 90s, the biggest rival was Terry Steinbach and the Oakland A's. Tell us a little bit about your impressions of Terry as a player. It seemed like he was one of the, not only a really good offensive player, but one of the more clutch hitters that the A's had.
Yeah, Terry was a really good hitter and a really good catcher, and one of the slowest guys I've ever seen. We actually have to say he has a petrified leg. He fouled the ball off his front foot so many times that his leg, his front shin is black and blue, and so we name it petrified. And but he was really good. He got a lot of really big hits against us. It was fun to have him over at the end of his career when he came over and signed with us. That's when I really got to know Steiny, and a great baseball guy, a very good catching instructor. He's been coming to camp with us for the last, 4 or 5 years, helping out with our catching. Knows a lot about the game. He's going to be, you know, a huge part of our baseball team. You'll actually see him during the summer sitting on the bench next to me with books in his hands. And I'll be running a lot of things off him. Hopefully he won't screw my game up for me.
You know, one thing, Artie, I think we saw last year with, in the case of the Baltimore Orioles and the Oakland A's, and you can talk about how the last couple of years have been disappointing for the Twins and their fans, but once you get things turned in the right direction, things can get turned around in a hurry, can't they?
Well, it gets to a snowball effect because you just start feeding off of it. And, you know, as when you're struggling, you're going through some things, that kind of turns into the backward snowball effect. It's tough to get out of it, but you know, once you start playing the game well and you get pitching that gets you deep in the games, we know we can score runs. We have to catch the ball a lot better, and we have to pitch a lot better. And if you pitch, you have a chance in this game as long as you can catch the ball behind. We know we can score runs. We have good players. We have a lot of young talent. We just hope that some of the pitchers that we signed and some of the kids that we're bringing in throw the ball for us and give us a chance. Once you get in that feeling of winning baseball games, it's pretty easy to go to the ballpark. You know you're going to find a way to win the game. You just wait for which guy's going to do it this day, and that's the feeling we've had here for a long time. The last couple of years a little more difficult. We have to get that feeling back.
Anytime you get the opportunity to play in the Metrodome, the team that gets to practice in there more and play more, it's going to be an advantage to them. The old roof, I know a lot of teams would lose the ball in the roof. I don't know how the new roof comes into play, if you can see the ball better or not, but it's definitely an advantage for the Gophers. That right field wall, you know, can pose some issues for the other team. If a ball gets hit off the baggie, it might bounce off a little more, it might drop straight down, and other teams that haven't practiced in them very much don't know that. So it's definitely an advantage for the Gophers to play there.
This one is for Brian Dozier. Have you tried to learn any other languages since starting professional baseball?
Well, when I was in high school, I took a few years of Spanish, and once I got into pro ball, when I was in the minor leagues, I bought Rosetta Stone to continue learning Spanish, and I can proudly say that I'm about 80% fluent in Spanish right now. So, and we have a lot of guys, prove it, we have a lot of guys that speak Spanish on our team. But, so it's good to interact with those guys to keep my Spanish upkeep, I guess.
All right, let's hear it. All right.